going on? Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Wait,
Thursday. It's
Thursday. I was like,
Thursday.
I was getting ready to agree with you. I was like, wait, no, it's not.
Thursday. I knew it was a T, okay? Work
Are
with me.
you playing with the old girl here?
I mean, could be, but not.
Oh my God, how are you today?
Good. This is going to be a good day. It's Thursday, so it's winding down, so it's always good.
It's not just Thursday. It's happy pre-Friday.
Pretty much.
Okay, so welcome everybody to the commentary zone. As you come into the room, please give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and most importantly, tell a friend. We want more subscribers because we don't want to be losers. Okay, so today we are talking about Jamal's favorite, Mama June from Not to Hot, Road to Redemption, No Place Like Home, Season 5, Episode 7. Oof.
Mm-mm-mm.
Why is Mama rushing this process?
It's just, from the way I see it, she figures if I can just have them forgive me, they'll forget, you know? She's going, I think the way it's coming across, she's like, okay, let's forgive and forget. So if they hear him and forgive me, they'll forget everything that's happened. And I'm like, no, that's not going to happen, but okay, you can try.
Yeah, there's no ownership for what she's done. I was surprised that she even thanked Pumpkin for stepping up. And good job to Josh for getting in his truck and going down and collecting his child that the court
Yeah,
said is his.
right. And
You
she
know?
was not, and June was like not having it. She was really upset. I'm like, well, no, you signed over the rights, so he's
Mm,
correct. You have no say so at this point.
yeah. Okay, so let's say hi to everybody in the chat. I'll let you take over while I try to figure out my scribble scrabble notes.
Of course. Who the hell we got going on? Let's see. There's like Susan was first. Hey Susan. Hey Yanni. Hey Montana. Welcome. Black Lavender. Always good to see you. Hey Trey. Welcome. That's who we have so far. Did I miss anyone?
I hope not, but we didn't mean to. If we
Yeah.
did,
Oh,
um,
yeah. Oh, so she didn't sign up. So she actually did lose custody. I was wondering about. I always thought that she signed it over. I didn't realize she lost.
well,
Oh,
that would kind of make sense
it makes sense.
because, yeah, um, and she's so stubborn. I don't think she would sign over. I would think no matter what kind of condition she was in, she would feel like I'm still their mama. I can still take care of them. Let me just sell my kids so I could pay off this crack debt or something.
That does make sense now. So I was like, oh,
Mhm.
they can't just take her child. Like, she must have like they must have like I thought they put her in a position of like, look, either you sign them over or you lose them. That's why I was under the
Mhm.
impression. So I was so
And
in and out.
honestly, I think the only reason why Pumpkin allowed Alana to stay with June was because the film crew was there.
Mm,
If it was just Alana by herself, I don't think she would have done it.
right. Hey, paranormal, welcome.
Hi.
No, that makes sense. I was kind of surprised she let her stay too. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, okay. Yanni said Sugar tried getting custody, but Pumpkin was the one that won.
I
Oh,
remember when he did try
gotcha.
to do that, but I didn't know about well, I obviously knew that June lost custody, but I didn't know whether she had signed it over or if she had lost it. So yeah.
Because I was
Oof.
in and out. Like I've been in and out on this series for just over time. But I do remember when he. That's right. He did try to file because he was with Jennifer. That was a whole
Mm-hmm.
mess too. So I do remember that part.
Hey, Michael
Hey,
X,
so,
do not get in trouble at your meeting listening to this trash.
but it's good. But it's good stuff though. I enjoy the show like because as produced, it's produced. Of course, all reality TV is
Yeah,
produced. Let's be
yeah.
honest, but you could see the issues, and I like being
Mm-hmm.
able to see the issues and see how they work through these issues because you could just tell there's some real tension between Pumpkin and June. Like you could
Mm-hmm.
see the tension. So I'm mad.
Yeah. Okay, so we're still down in Florida. The episode opens, we're still down in Florida. June is talking to Pumpkin. And I think Pumpkin is trying to get June to acknowledge and take accountability for what she did to not only Alana, but their entire family with what she did a year ago. And
Exactly.
understand that it's a process, but I don't understand. Here's my problem with this. I don't understand why she can't see where these kids are coming from, but yet she's done so well in rehab. Isn't part of rehab like taking accountability for the harm that you've done?
It is, but in her case, the way she's looking at it is like, well, these are my kids, so they should automatically forgive me because I'm their mother. To me, she feel it just comes across as she feels that she doesn't have to be accountable to her own children.
Well, it also feels like she doesn't have to be accountable to the judicial system either, because she seems to think she's not in any serious trouble.
She really thinks like this is all gonna blow over and go away. I'm like, I'm looking at the charges and I'm looking like when I hear years of a sentence, I'm like, I don't think that's going away too easily. Just my opinion.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to say that she's right now residing in June world, because it doesn't sound, I don't know, maybe it's because I've never had charges against me and I would take that seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not on a reality show. I don't have a manager. I am no one.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I
You
don't
know what it
know
is
what
though.
world she's living in.
I want to talk to her lawyer because
I
basically
don't
she's saying
have
her lawyer.
one.
No, but then she said she hired a new lawyer who told her
It
that,
isn't confirmed. Remember, Gino
oh, it's not
said, but
confirmed.
right, because remember, Gino said, but did you even hire him yet? And she's like, he's gonna do it.
Yeah,
What?
see, that's the thing. I'm like, if he's gonna do it, that means he's your lawyer. Like, but you haven't hired him yet, but he's gonna do this for you for free.
I bet you he needs a
Okay,
retainer.
well, yeah. So she's listening to her consultant at the consultant. Um, if she's listening to her consultant, I want to talk to the consultant. Like, sir, sir, ma'am, what are you telling her? Because she's really believing all this. Like, the way she has it in her head, like these are just petty charges. Like she stole some Jolly Ranchers, and it's no big thing.
Okay, so she's on Planet June. Because
Mm-hmm.
I can't be the only one who is just perplexed by her rationale of all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it seems like the conversation isn't going very well. Pumpkin is trying to assert her guardianship over Alana, but June is like, but I am the queen of what? Whatever. Gino
Mm-hmm.
takes Alana to go and do something else, just to remove the Alana from that conversation, because I guess
Clean the
he
grill.
knows. Yeah.
You know how to clean the grill? No, let me show you.
Oh my God, cleaning a grill, really? Okay, but at least he has good intentions.
Correct.
Um, we see Sugar Bear is still in the backyard.
Yes.
Woof. Jessica is still nagging Josh about quitting his job and using their backyard as a place for Sugar Bear to squat.
He annoys me. Here's why, ma'am. You're a squatter as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to be quiet on this one. This man is the one paying the bills, so you have a place to stay. If I were you, I would continue my squatting with a closed mouth. Shut up.
But at some points, he does come back at her. Because remember when he was sitting down at the laptop and she goes, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm looking for some place for you to go and live. Kind of thing. He
Mm-hmm.
does give and take with her.
Mm-hmm.
But he can hold his own amongst all of those women. He can hold his own. But Pumpkin calls and tells him everything that's going on, and he does not tell her about the job
Right.
situation or about
Mm-hmm.
their little squatter in the backyard.
Right. I was doing the
So
same thing. I'll tell you in person. You'll find out when you get here. It'll be okay.
Well, remember at this point, he was thinking that he could get Sugar Bear back over to Jennifer's house, and that
Mm-hmm.
he would be gone by the time Pumpkin comes home. So he would only have one thing to deal with, which would be the job.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah. Gino asked Alana to go out for dinner. What do you think
That
about
was so
that?
nice. He's making a solid effort. Like we said, he's acknowledging wrongdoing and trying to make right, but he understands it's gonna take time. Whereas
Mhm.
June's just like, look, I'm the mom, forgive me. Like no real
Yeah.
effort.
Two different tactics.
Yeah,
One is bulldozing.
buying
Mhm.
peeps and high C juice boxes is not, it's not gonna smooth everything over like that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, yeah. But and the lobster macaroni and cheese is one of my favorites. She has steak and fries. It was a really nice meal. And Gino,
It
of
was.
course, on his diet, steak and fries with a side salad.
Hmm.
Very nice. But I would like to see a little care taken with regards to Alana's diet. I know that I am fluffy, aka fat, but she's 15 years old.
Hmm.
I know Pumpkin is trying with her, but this visit to June and Gino's is just wrecking her diet.
Hmm. It's
Whoa.
because it's because look at Gino and June.
Well, they've replaced one addiction for another, I
Hmm.
think. And then I know some of June's body issues is regarding lymphedema. She does
Yeah.
have swelling in the arms. I think she said the arms, the chest and the abdomen area.
Hmm.
But she also wears the compression garments on her legs. So I'm wondering if it's down there as well. But yeah, oof.
What do you think about the chat?
Mhm.
Suggestion about Alana. Do you think everyone just wants Alana for her money?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, just curious.
Because if it, I hate to say this, but she has become a commodity to this family.
Hmm.
And they have rode her coattails since Toddlers and Tiaras. Let's call a
True.
spade a spade. And they have made quite a bit of money. Look at June admitting that she blew through
Hmm.
$600,000. And she would have never had that, or the house, or the cars, or any sense of security if it wasn't for Honey Boo Boo.
True.
So no one's going to let that go. And they're going to ride this donkey into the ground. Unfortunately, I wish they would remember that this is a child.
Right.
Sorry.
Like I
The
said, no,
person,
it makes sense though
the
because I
person,
kind
yeah.
of thought about
Mhm,
it as well.
mhm. The person that I think has the least covetous intention is probably Pumpkin. Um, but out of all of them, like from Sugar Bear, Jennifer, and even Mama June and Gino,
Hmm.
they see dollar signs when they look at Alana.
That's fair. I mean, I definitely see that. I wondered it myself. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah.
Because my thing is, I don't think June and Gino should get her back because if they get access to the money, it could be a temptation.
Oh gosh. Well, let's just hope that they don't squander through the majority of it, because I think only a small percentage of it is
Mm-hmm.
should be put away in trust.
Mm-hmm.
Any earnings that she makes as a minor, a percentage of that should be put away into a trust. Unfortunately, the majority of her money it
Mm-hmm.
can be controlled or dispersed without her knowledge.
Exactly, and I think that was a big issue for me. I was like,
Mm.
why is this money put into trust? But you have to look at the parents at that point.
No, by law, because I think this goes all the way back. I don't know if y'all know Little Rascals.
Mm-hmm.
They made a ton of money back in the day, and their parents left them impoverished, and that's why most of them ended so badly. And then laws were formed for child actors who are working actors,
Mm-hmm.
that a percentage of their money is placed into trust that cannot be touched by their momagers, and assorted
Mm-hmm.
lackeys attached to them.
Not assorted lackeys.
Listen, when you got a little bit of fame and some coin rolling in, and you kind of stupid, you become a magnet and you pick up
Yeah,
all sorts of bums.
and strays.
Mm-hmm.
And family you didn't even know you had. Well, are you on your 14th cousin on your great aunt's side and blah 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 blah. It's like what? Just saying.
Oh my gosh. All right. So, while Gino's out with Alana, June and Pumpkin, they sit down to eat. And, June says that Gino is trying.
Mm-hmm.
She defends him so much and it irritates me. Because, yes, he is trying, but what are you doing?
Yeah.
Stop focusing so much on Gino. Like, this is a time that you should be getting your shit together.
And this is the problem. One of the problems they really had. Like she chose Gino and drugs over her family. I'm like, well, ma'am, you need. She doesn't realize the things that are actually important. She focuses on petty details or little things. Like, well, no, these are the big issues that you need to address. And like I said, she's all entitlement, and I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure why she feels that she should be entitled.
I have my theory behind that, but I'm going to keep my mouth shut because it's not going to be a popular theory.
But we're not about popular theories here. We're about honesty. So go for it.
I think she's very caught up in this Mama June from not to hot. She thinks she's hot shit. And I think that a bit of white privilege has to play a role in this. Sorry, that's just the way how I feel. Um,
Mm-hmm.
no person in their right mind would be minimizing their situation to this degree. None
Mm-hmm.
whatsoever.
That's a fair point. I mean, I don't disagree with anything you said.
It's just weird. Um, June has to go to do a testimonial at Banyan Rehab Center, and she's so glad that the kids are there, so that they can come see the facility and watch her do the testimonial, which I thought it was very fragmented to me because at certain times it looked very serious, right? And then at other
Mm-hmm.
times that snarky little attitude with the half smile came into play, and I did not think it was genuine. I hope they edit it better, but yeah.
My
Good
thing
luck.
with this testimonial is that like how are you getting a testimonial from someone who hasn't been out of rehab for a year yet? To me that made no sense. I mean, I think testimonial should be done with people who are in that 3 to 5 year sober range, not someone who's under a year, because the chances of them relapsing are high. I'm like, no.
Well, here's the thing. They're doing that testimonial. Well, they're agreeing to be on this show for free PR.
Of course.
Then they're doing that testimonial because she is a celebrity client. They don't care whether she gets well or not. If she relapses, that's more money for them.
Yeah, because she'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
Because she did the testimonial.
Mm-hmm. So they go to see Pumpkin was like extremely grateful to the team for helping her mom. And I thought that was truly genuine. Um, let's see. What else? Oh, Gino offers Alana to stay extra days while Pumpkin and Ella Grace go home to Georgia. And he says, "Don't worry about it. We'll just get you a plane ticket back."
I didn't like that.
Um,
I did not like that at all. You're no place to suggest that Alana stay. Pumpkin and Alana
I
came down for a set time, and you don't interfere. Because now what you are doing, you're undoing all the good that you've done and all the good credit you've earned with them, and now it makes it look like you're trying to get Alana to stay to manipulate her or help June manipulate Alana.
Yeah,
And it's not good luck. I didn't like that at all.
it just, why are they doing this to a child? This is what's irking me about this show. And yes, there's a high percentage that this is all storyline, but it's pissing me off. It really is. And again, this is why I think that she is nothing but a commodity to these people.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Um, she 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 will talk to Pumpkin when she gets home, but she's really, good on it. It's the next day. Pumpkin's packing up Ella Grace, all her stuff, and ready to go outside, see that Alana is still sleeping. And this is when Alana tells Pumpkin she's going to stay and that Gino will get her a plane ticket home.
Mm-hmm.
I was shocked that Pumpkin let her stay, but then I was like, okay, but wait, the film crew is there. At least they can check on her daily.
Right.
Because there's no way that I'm thinking that Alana is going to be calling Pumpkin every day.
Exactly.
Not when June and Gino are dangling all sorts of sparkly stuff in front of her.
Right. When they said like, oh, we'll make sure she's in school every day, I'm like, that's a lie. Next. Because the next day y'all took her apartment shopping. Come on now.
How are they gonna get, like, because they run your credit every time you
Yeah,
go.
your credit, and I think, and I'm sure your credit, maybe some charges will pop up or something. Like, come on now.
I
What's
didn't
your
know how
FICO?
that was doing.
What's your FICO? What's y'all FICOs looking like?
Well, good luck to them getting that apartment. More than likely, they'll be living in the car. Whatever. We go back to Georgia now. Sugar Bear is trying to call Jennifer, but she's patching him through to voicemail or just answering and hanging up, which makes no sense to me. Then Jennifer calls back and tries to cuss him out, thinking that Sugar Bear is seeing another woman. Now, I didn't know Sugar Bear was that attractive to the opposite sex.
It must be slim pickings where they are.
I'd be a hermit if that was
But
my
what killed me
choice.
what killed me when Jennifer said like, oh, Mike was a player when I met him. I'm like, was he? I'm like, what?
You mean when he was on the dating app and seeing those allegedly other men? He was a player?
He was a player. That's what she said. She said he was a player when I met him. I was like, okay, I guess maybe.
Well, after that disastrous call, she hangs up on him.
Oh,
And
Michael has a good point.
what?
June is just
Oh.
doing that with the apartment to show Alana the good life, which Alana will end up paying. Yep.
There you go.
Mhm.
There you go. Thank you, Michael. So next we see, Sugar Bear, when she hangs up, screams into Josh, we have a problem. So then we go back to Florida, and Alana is sitting by the pool taking selfies instead of doing her Zoom school. You were right.
Mhm.
She asked her mom why she didn't come back to Georgia, and I think June gave a semi-decent response because she does have to take care of herself, and if that's where the treatment center is, that could take her, she does have to do that first. She knew that Alana was in good hands with Pumpkin and Josh. I think it was a semi-decent explanation.
Semi, but not the full truth.
No, but she's been skirting the truth for years.
Fair.
And I do think it was true where she admitted that she had to get herself together before so that she could be
Yeah.
the best mom that she could be. I think
Agreed.
that was a true statement,
Mm-hmm.
and it's probably something that was told to her in rehab. What else? But here's the part that irritated me. June says that she wants to move forward together, but I don't think you can move forward until you acknowledge the past.
Correct. That's what she's not getting.
Yeah. Pumpkin and Ella are driving back home. And she's concerned that she might have made a mistake leaving Alana there. So she's doubting herself all the way back home and wondering what Josh is going to think.
I mean, I I I wouldn't have left her, but like you said, I think it's because the cameras were there. Pumpkin's intuitions are generally correct from what I've seen. Now that I've started watching the show again, like her instincts are very good, and I understand what she's trying to do. She's not trying to make Alana feel any sort of way about Gino and June. She's really trying hard not to like bad talk them or influence Alana. She wants Alana to make her own choices, but I think sometimes you kind of have to make the unpopular choice. And if Alana's mad, Alana's mad. But then again, Alana's still 15 and emotionally immature, so what she figured, like, I'm not going to make her mad, and which will push her towards Gino and June even further.
Yeah. It was a tough decision for Pumpkin, I believe. Hi, Ablavi. But did you see what Ablavi said about Roni? I'm shocked.
I know. She watched the whole half an episode.
Oh my God. But again, storyline, they have the show, the producers are there. It's all part of the script. Okay, so Josh goes out into the backyard and lets Sugar Bear know that Pumpkin's almost home. He realizes that he has to go to Plan B. He tells Sugar Bear to straighten up and then brings out this camo carpeting to throw.
I was just like, okay.
Unbelievable. But yeah, that's really gonna work, Josh. Pumpkin is walking in, and then we see Sugar Bear having to use the toilet. If he only had, okay, never mind. I'm not even gonna go down that route. Anyway, Josh and Pumpkin, hi, how you doing? The little baby, yeah. And then he realizes, wait, where's Alana? Oops.
See, what happened was
we went to Taco Bell.
Right. They got the Mexican pizza. Don't play with me.
Well, she tells him he's not too happy. And then is this where he finds out? Well, she finds out. No, okay. This is where Sugar Bear pops in to use the toilet. And she's pissed, and you know, he admits I've been trying to get them back, but you know, Jennifer won't pick up the phone. She's like, I bet you she'll answer me. And she calls.
Pumpkin does not play those type of games. She's like, oh no, you got to go. And like her negotiations were masterful.
Oh,
he will do anything. God. He will do anything. And Jennifer's like, I want flowers. He can do that. And wasn't it like some kind of dessert? He can do that too. He'll get you 2 bouquets. I was like, Pumpkin, you just trying to get this man out your house.
Jennifer, come and collect your trash.
That's basically what it was. And it was just so fun. I'm like, Jennifer's cheap. I'm like, she is real cheap. And Pumpkin was just like, we got this. He'll be back today. And when they were talking about each of them said, basically, Jennifer said, lose my number. And Pumpkin's like, yeah, you do the same. Click.
It was the best part of the show.
It was a
very small segment, but it was the best part of the show for me. And it seemed like genuine. on Pumpkin's part.
But if Jennifer said, "Well, I want a cruise to Iceland," he's like, he can do that.
She didn't care.
She didn't care.
Just come and get your trash out of my backyard.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Or come pick it up, or he'll move it himself. Either way, he's got to go.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Back down in Florida, we see June, Gino, and Alana going apartment hunting.
No. Mm-mm. They're just trying to entice her to stay. That's all. That's all it is.
I think it is dead wrong to be doing this to a child, especially your own child. I just feel like I'm not a parent, but I feel all kinds of nasty, icky bleh, seeing this. It is manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But again, I guess it's all part of the storyline this season. Whatever floats your boat to get a buck or whatever. We go back to Georgia and we see Pumpkin waking up Josh, telling him that he has to go to work today. And this is when she finds out that he doesn't have a job. And Alana calls at the same time to say that they're looking at apartment. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just that part was funny to me. She's like, "You gotta go to work," and he's like, You know
Well,
what? Well, you see what happened was, I got this stuff."
you
And
told me to, get rid of that job,
right,
but I kind of misunderstood.
she's like, who quits one job without having another job lined up? And she's like, he's like, "We got this. It's okay. We're okay. We'll be fine."
Did you
And
feel the confidence? We've got some
yeah,
savings.
yeah,
Like, I'm
we're
going to
okay.
take care of this.
I love that. He's like, "Look, I'm not gonna fight with her. I need to. She's already on edge, and calm her down." And then what eases up is when Alana called about that apartment. So that distracted her from Josh. He's like, "Okay, I'm good now."
Mm-hmm. And then it gave him the opportunity to take charge, because that's when he said, I'm going to get Alana. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care. She's our child. And that, like, when he said that, I was all hugs and heart emojis when he said that. Like, he took ownership for Alana, and no one has taken ownership for Alana in a very, very long time.
Mm-hmm.
They are the stable parents for her.
And it wasn't even like it was. He didn't have to think about it though. That was the funny part. He just said, "Oh, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it." And he just
Yeah.
basically just hopped in his car and drove.
Okay, Trey, I just saw this comment. You really thought Josh had more common sense? I think not.
Mm-hmm.
Josh at this point has half listens to everything that goes on in that house. So
Mm-hmm.
I barely give him any credit for common sense at this point.
Right.
Okay, so what else? I think
Yanni
Hmm?
Yanni says he's sorry. Josh is not her parent. It's cute, but I believe it's for TV.
Mhm.
I would agree with that 100%, but we have to remember they are legally responsible.
Mhm.
So if anything happens to Alana
It's on their head.
while she's visiting Gino and June, who are known recovering addicts, they could be in trouble for leaving her, and that's considered child endangerment.
Yeah, and their guardianship could be revoked.
Revoked.
And then where would she go? Like, foster care system?
Oof.
Like, you gotta be careful with that. And they are the legal guardians, and they are taking it seriously. And I think they know that they're the last stop on this train route regarding Alana.
Mhm. And Yanni says, but surprisingly enough, Josh and Punk are a lot more grown. I agree. I was not
Mhm.
expecting that.
Mhm.
I mean, Yanni, I agree. But people, So how can I put this? Well,
Oops.
let me
Here we
let me
go.
put this. Let me
This is
let
the
me
one
frame this.
you're commenting on, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
they are guardians, not parents, but they're the ones who are fully taking care of her. So
Yeah.
they are
And
parenting her. I
acting
know
as parents.
the legal term is guardians, but they do fulfill the parent role.
Yeah.
So if you took them out of the picture, who would her parents be?
And here's the
Just because
thing.
you just
Mhm, go
because
ahead.
you birth a child, you bring a child in the world does not make you a parent.
Right.
Parenting is about giving guidance, stability,
Mhm,
both financially and emotionally. So
mhm.
at this point in time, Pumpkin and Josh are the parents.
Yeah. And, I have to give credit where credit is due. Not many people would want to take on this responsibility,
Mm-mm.
but they stepped up and they fought for it. They fought for Alana against Sugar Bear, against June. They wanted to provide a stable place for Alana. They might not be biological parents, they might only be legal guardians, but like Jamal said, they are fulfilling that parental role for this child. And remember, she is a child. And I don't think there's anything with wrong with Josh saying, we are her parents. I am her parent. Because she's living under his home, his house, and he's providing what she needs, like Jamal said, financially and emotionally. Remember, Pumpkin and Josh were the ones to get her through a really rough year, where she was feeling neglected and abandoned by what her mom and Gino did. So they are the stable force for her right now. So I have no problem with him claiming that role, none whatsoever. She needs
It's
it.
just she does. It's just with them.
Hmm.
I struggle with Alana a little bit because I kind of feel like she can see what's going on in a way. Like
Hmm.
it's like she knows. She definitely knows what her mom and did and Gino did. She understands all that. Um, but I think she's blinded by hope that
Hmm.
that things will be better. Um, she to me is looking at things like, oh, they're sober. She's not looking at it as this is a process. And what Pumpkin's trying to get her to realize, like, no, like they have to do certain things. They have to repair the damage. But Alana's like, okay, they're out of rehab. They're cured.
Hmm.
So I think
Okay.
she's blinded by that, which makes her susceptible to the manipulation that's going on. And I think Pumpkin and Josh see that.
What do you think about this comment from Yanni?
Oh, definitely it's possible. Oh, because parents are very touchy when other people claim their children, and I get that.
Hmm.
But this case is unique for the simple fact that legally they are the quote unquote guardians, but they are fulfilling the guardians typically, and from what I understand, just watch over the kids. You take up man, this and that. Like you're just the one to protect their interests, whereas they fully taking on parent duties. So in this particular case, I would say they're parents.
But is the problem with Josh saying that he's a parent? Because would we have the same problem with Pumpkin saying she's a parent? That's her sister.
I think it's more so because I agree it's because he's not blood related.
I don't know. I have no problem with it. And I actually commend him for it because he is relatively young. He's starting off a new marriage. He has a young child himself. Um, I commend him for it. And if the two of these options, Pumpkin and Josh and June and Gino were brought before me, and a panel to say, who's the more stable entity, who should continue having guardianship over Alana, it would not be June and Gino. It just wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think Yanni, what Yanni's saying is that it's the fact that he's saying it with his whole chest. He's saying it with him and Pumpkin's chest. This is my child. So I get it. I get it.
yeah, but yeah, no, I see what you're saying. But again, this is a storyline, and it's supposed to cause, these differing opinions. So I
Mm-hmm.
get it. So the show is doing its job.
Oh yeah, it's doing a
Um,
job, but I think we as a viewer have to like. They're doing a good job with the storyline. I have to say it's entertaining, but I think what we also have to do is to make sure we remember that unlike most reality TV shows, there are legal ramifications here. So, which makes
mhm.
me this actual show makes me think a little bit more and remind myself, like there are real legal consequences here that are going on. This is just not all cute.
This is a good comment, Montana. A foster parent is a parent. It is. Because a lot of foster parents then go on to adopt their kids, and adoptive parents are parents. So that's a great point. Thank you. Um,
Okay, Yanni, I like that.
this last one this one
Yes,
to me when he says
but
market
he's asserting his
conscious
authority, which
strong
makes it
about
come
it.
across a way. I get it.
Well, that is a good point, and it
That's a
leads
good
into
point.
this last statement that Josh made. Josh says that Alana is going to learn that parents protect their kids, which is something she didn't learn from her mom. I'm glad he only said that to Pumpkin and not within earshot of Alana, because as her guardian and her,
Mm-hmm.
pseudo parent,
Mm-hmm.
um, you're not going to malign her mom.
Mm-hmm.
You're filling in until hopefully mom can do better.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, I think he also has to show and prove to Alana that he has her best interests at heart and just wants to protect her from anything bad happening to her.
Yeah, I
So
hope she understands that because if he didn't, he wouldn't have taken her in.
yeah.
Because a lot of men would be like, "I'm not trying to take this on. We have our own family to deal with. We've
Mhm.
had to move out of our place due to your mother." Like a lot of men wouldn't have taken that on. So I hope she
Mhm.
realizes that, like, and them being so young too. They've done a lot.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that whole year must have been super stressful, and it was none of your own doing. I think we can handle stress when it's self induced.
Mhm.
But when it comes down to outside factors that are not of our own doing, I think the stress is just 10 times worse.
Mhm. Mhm. We see Sugar Bear heading home with the flowers and all of that, and Jennifer keeps him at the door, demanding an explanation. And then she says that she would never keep him from his child.
Why? Well, oh, I'm sorry.
Uh, I She actively did that.
Right.
She actively did that once the papers were ripped up. Remember when she tried to take custody from Pumpkin and Pumpkin tore up the papers and she was like, get away from me. Like she shut Sugar Bear down on this. She ruined any opportunity he
hmm
had of trying to establish a relationship with his kid. So I thought that was total BS when she said that mess. But okay, he need a place to stay.
Exactly. And
Um,
it can't be with pumpkins. So
mhm. And so she says that he can go anytime he wants to see his kid, but just don't ask her to go. Well, thank you, Jesus. Maybe now he'll have a successful relationship with the child. Oh my God.
exactly.
And of course, then he lies and says that he'll never lie again.
He just did. So moving on.
Josh is on the way to Florida. He's worried that going to get Alana can make her lash out again, because apparently when they first took her in with June, leaving with Gino, she was lashing out a lot. So he's concerned. He gets there, and they open the door, and he's like, "Let's go, Alana." And oh wait, no, we see a clip of June asking her what she wants to do. She wants to get her nails done, her lashes done, and go to the beach. June says, June throws out, "We can go and get that apartment tomorrow." How?
Yeah.
How?
I need to see the fight go.
Yeah, and then Josh arrives to pick up Alana, and June reminds him at the front door that she is the mom. And Josh says, "Well, technically, the paperwork says I am."
Exactly. You gotta have your paperwork in order. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, and that was the end of the episode, and then we saw previews for next week where there's a lot of hollering and whatever. So, typical old thing.
Pretty much.
I hope he brought the paperwork with him.
Exactly. That way, when she decides, well, I'm gonna call the police, he can be like, well, officer, she's actually holding my child hostage, which is kidnapping, and that's what she doesn't understand. She has to understand that legally she can't afford to have issues with Josh and Pumpkin, because of withholding Alana, withholding Alana from Josh and Pumpkin is basically kidnapping.
I'm surprised that Pumpkin didn't come back down with him, though.
Me too.
It just, because the two of them have custody of her, it just would have been a more united front, and like Pumpkin has a way of talking with Alana as a sister, whereas he's more of an outsider because he's only married in. Again, it all serves for the plot line. But June will not call the cops. June's scared. Yeah, agreed, Michael. I agreed. And no money, no credit. Yep, I agree with that too. But again, it was a very entertaining episode.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
It's the gift that keeps on giving. So this was Mama June from Not to Hot, Road to Redemption, season 5, episode 7, No Place Like Home. Oh, I can't talk today. Let us know what you guys thought of the episode. Leave your comments below. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and most importantly, tell a friend. We want more people to share.
Is math done? No, next week should be the decision.
But it's done for me. I don't care anymore. I just don't care.
It was like, I don't know why, but last night was just so refreshing not having to watch that show.
$22K per episode?
Wow.
Who gets $22K per episode? These
June?
people? Wow.
That's good.
Bye, Michael. Thanks for popping in.
Thank you.
Wow.
That's better than some of the Housewives.
Yeah, that's good money. So wait, they've had 7 episodes so far. How much is that?
What, 144?
154.
154.
Yeah. That's not bad.
Susan, like, okay, David, I need to ask you about the Snowdens. I think we're gonna have to cover them, like, at some point.
Are we gonna talk about them at all next?
I mean, I think we need to do that. I mean, we could add it to the next show maybe, because we just have to adjust the title a little bit. Because I sent you the article. Taylor has spoken out.
Oh yeah, I started reading it. So wait, are we going to add that into the news or no?
Yeah, we can add it into the news. Like, I think people want to talk about it. Plus, Taylor's spoken out. We've been waiting for Taylor to speak out, so I think we should
Right.
just add in because we
Okay.
were wondering what she had to say.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, we're going to come on in a few minutes at the top of the hour to do TCZ News. I had to really think about that.
Hmm.
Jamal, you will be saying that in future, not me.
Oh yeah,
I can't, I
TCZ
can't,
news.
I can't be trusted. Something else might fly out. Gina, that was when she's in the past. I'm not sure if they're hearing that
Oh,
now. Oh,
gotcha. Okay,
oof.
I hope
Well,
they are personally. 'Cause it's a good show. I mean, is it worth 22K an episode? Not really, because it's on We. I mean, for We, I would expect 10 to 15K because it's a good show. It's
mm-hmm.
to me. It's worth watching. I'm not mad at spending an hour watching the show because it's a good dynamic. Now, for 22K an episode, I would need you like on VH1 or Bravo for that.
But I wonder how much the Braxtons were getting, because if Mama was getting
Well,
that,
but it's different. They're Braxtons though.
yeah,
They're the
but they were
name
saying they were underpaid.
because they were comparing themselves for the Kardashians, and weren't they on E?
Who?
What were the Braxtons on We or E? I always thought they were on
They
E.
were on We.
But then why
They
were
was
they
a
mad?
Thursday night staple
But
because
why were they
they were
mad?
carrying network.
But why were they mad at the Kardashians for the money they
Because
were
the
getting?
Kardashians was getting money and they think that they are a bigger commodity than the
Well,
Kardashians.
that's true. Then you need to be on a bigger network. That's
Yeah.
you're on
But
the wrong channel.
that's where Vince negotiated it. Remember, Vince put all of this together way back in the Diggity Day. So
Hmm.
there you go.
Oh, Gina Del Sasso has a good point. Still,
Yeah.
she's getting paid something. She should be looking for a real job like Josh and Pumpkin support herself. Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what skill set she has, but she should be getting a job. Completely agree, Gina. Very good point.
Mm-hmm. That's what the chorus want to see. Not just that she's clean, but a productive member of society. Correct.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I say, if you were to bring both sets of parents in front of me, I could not award custody to June and Gino. I just couldn't. They haven't proven themselves yet. Whereas Pumpkin and Josh are really trying and have gone above and beyond to provide a stable place for Alana.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Great insight, Gina.
Yeah.
That's very well said because that's exactly what the courts are looking for. They're not
Mm-hmm.
looking for you just to be a reality TV star on the show. They want to see what can you do outside of this. So that's
Yeah.
excellent point.
Yeah. Well, okay, guys, we'll see you in a few minutes. So leave your comments below. And until next time, Jamal.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.